Tactician's authority. It just sounds good, doesn't it, right? Strong, firm, like a man's butt. Yeah, I like it, guys. So, how you doing? My name is Pone. If you guys are new to the channel and enjoy Division content, click that subscribe button. That way you can fast travel back here anytime you like to watch some more. So, today, Tactician's Authority. Definitely the most fun, the most interesting set out of all of them, period. There's so many ways to build, so many ways to customize and combine really different, unique aspects of the game. So we're going to save all of the information about skill, power, electronics, and the usefulness of this set to later. Let's just talk about what it does. So, with 2 pieces of this equipped, you earn 4,000 skill power. May not seem like a lot, seeing as how you can roll it on like backpacks, even more so on a backpack and masks, but it does come in play. For 3 pieces, you unlock 20% skill haste, which roughly translates to cooldown. Can't get mad at that one either. All 4 pieces, you unlock the Tactician's Authority talent. Every 60,000 damage your group deals adds 1% skill power to you for a max of 100% bonus. Bonus is reduced by 1% every second the group isn't dealing damage. So let's define this talent real quick. 60,000 damage may seem like a whole lot of damage, but it honestly is not. I crit that with my SMG. And the fact is, this builds with all 4 players involved. A marksman crit for like 600,000 to the head will give you like 10% right off the bat from just one shot. So understand exactly how quick this builds and you retain it. As long as one person in your party is doing damage, it's not going to decline its stacks. It holds steady. And that's what's so awesome. This set allows you to improve and refine your build and reinforce stamina and everything like that. And if you want to go big booms or support, that's your call. These guys forgot to use a pulse before extracting, and it cost them dearly. That shows you exactly how cool it is. Now, as my friend goes in here and cleans up, you will notice that we found a nice little set item on the ground. How dirty is that? You know how rare those are to find from an NPC? That was probably his first one, and I just stole it from him. Call me Pirate Pone Star. What was that, right? That was criminal, man. Sitting is winning. So then we extract it. We take his extraction taxi with his loot and just get it out of there. That is absolutely hilarious. That's what you have from some of the different ways to build. It's such a great initiator with the BFB. If I want to go with that, I can roll with healing. There's so many different ways to build, and that right there was just a great window of opportunity to show you how cool some of these tactician sets can truly be. So let's be honest, this set does not technically improve upon your skill, power, or electronics builds. Not directly, not like Sentries does for damage output, or Strikers does for damage output, or Path does for the nice survival aspects. This one allows you to reinforce the other weaker areas. When you're building skill power traditionally, you want to get around 45,000. That way you get the most benefits and boom from most of your skills that you use. And because of that, you have to take a major sacrifice to either stamina or DPS or a combination of both. With this, it basically allows you to find those strong levels of performance with the skill power builds, while still allowing you to have a pretty solid tanky build or some real DPS with firearms. So that's what it does. That 4,000 skill power is going to allow you to roll armor on your backpack and become a little tankier, or maybe a different piece into stamina. So this is what the set does. It just allows you to make a really solid hybrid build to get the best of all 3 of those perks: stamina, firearms, and electronics, and that's why it's so awesome. Me, personally, I would recommend most people to sit around 30, maybe 35,000 skill power, because this thing does scale quite fast with friends. Now, as a note, I would not recommend people to run solo, or maybe even with one friend with this build. It's just not going to benefit you that much. At that point, you should probably just build strictly into skill power if you want to do any of that. This really does benefit from the group play because of that talent, so that's definitely the way you want to use it when having this thing. Now, there are tons of different ways and skills to build, so what is skill power and what are electronics and how do they work with this thing? So I'm going to put a little chart up on your screen right now. I have taken the liberty of choosing my favorite 3 skills. We have the Tactical Scanner, the BFB, and the Overdose First Aid. Now with these, I want to break it down on how valuable and how useful they are depending on the amount of skill power you have. In the first category, we have 11,000 skill power. The reason I chose this is because in my traditional build, when I'm using primarily DPS and stamina, that's about how much, on average, skill power that I have. Now, when I have a full set of Tacticians on, I'm sitting around 30,000 skill power. That's the second tier. The last tier is the Caps tier. Now, if you look at the Tactical Scanner one, it says 40% at 42,000 skill power. And this is because the max crit hit chance that you can obtain with the Tactical Scanner is 40%, and you achieve that at 42,000 skill power. So if I've got 50,000, that's pretty much wasting 8,000 skill power. I can't use it because I'm capped out at 40. But that 50 could come in hand with the crit hit damage and the cooldown, because at 51,000 skill power, we can earn 100,000 crit hit damage and the fastest cooldown of 20 seconds. That's pretty awesome. And all of that translates to the rest of these. The Sticky Bomb with 11,000 skill power only hits for 71,000. With 30,000 skill power, 182,000. But if I can get to 51,000, it hits for 250,000. And in case of the heal, you can see there's actually no cap on the amount that you earn via skill power. I went up to 60%, earned like 90,000 health that I can earn back on a self-heal. And that's pretty cool. So some of them have caps, some of them don't, some of them are higher, some of them are lower. You're going to have to experiment and test and figure out these things yourself. But this is ultimately where the Tactician's Authority set comes into play. Now, I can sit at around 30,000 knowing that I'll be able to hit really hard as an initiation with my BFB, or if I want to heal, I can get those large amounts of heals back onto my persons if I'm building tank or support, and those are great. Awesome things to have at your disposal. But even though I'm at 30 or 35,000, then I start pushing that talent further. As we deal damage collectively as a group, those bonuses and stacks start to scale. We're going to start hurting things, so now I'm going from 30,000 and maybe I'm at 50% of my stacks with that Tactician's Authority talent. Now, I'm at 45,000 skill power, which is right around where you want to be, and it takes no time whatsoever with the group to get to that level, or even near max at 100%, and you can hold on to those stacks with ease. Then I'm sitting there pushing 60,000 skill power when my base is originally at 30,000. That's how useful that talent is. So it's still pretty smart to build 25, 30, maybe even 35,000 as a base. So what this set is effectively allowing you to do is to reach those caps without actually having to invest your points into real skill power or electronics. You're now able to build more tanky into stamina while still achieving those numbers that you want to from skill power. And that's the freedom that this set grants you, and I think it's absolutely phenomenal. I think it's awesome, and I've had a lot of fun tampering with this thing. I do want to leave you guys with a final bit of advice. Make sure you pay attention to the talents as well, the ones inside of your actual abilities. So if you're running like a BFB, put on that chain reaction. If you're talking about healing, make sure you put on something like triage. It's going to help you a lot. So yeah, that's what it is. You can also find guns that really severely reduce the cooldowns. You've seen perks like on the Caduceus. Phenomenal skill power weapons that complement the build so well. And it's such a great set. Really start working on it. You're going to find tons of ways to play. And it really could be the future of variety and unique builds. So thanks for watching. If you found this video useful, be sure to leave a thumbs up on it and subscribe if you guys are new here. You guys take care and have some fun out there with the big fucking booms. And as for the guy whose set item I stole when I was just trying to kill you for an example for a gameplay on YouTube, I wanted to let you know that deep down at the bottom of my heart, you got wrecked, dude.